What would you do when you're helpless and forced to live alongside evil? The movie opens in an old pub in Berlin, owned by an elderly man named Johannes. There's a strange hole in one of the basement walls that immediately feels unsettling. One stormy night, a man named Daniel walks in and insists on seeing the woman locked in the basement. Johannes refuses and warns him that nothing but pain and suffering waits behind that door. Daniel offers him 2,000 euros and says he just wants to say goodbye to his late wife. But Johannes still refuses and tells him never to return. After Daniel leaves, Johannes records a video message for whoever becomes the future owner of the pub. He explains that the property comes with a dangerous resident called Baghead, who lives in the basement. Whoever signs the deed automatically becomes her guardian. Baghead constantly tries to escape and get out into the world, but it's the guardian's responsibility to stop her. The owner also can't leave the pub for too long, or sickness and death will follow. Johannes says he's going to try ending Baghead's curse tonight, but he doubts he'll survive. After finishing the recording, he goes to the basement, where a deranged, monstrous woman sits tied to a chair. He tries burning the entire place down, but it fails. Johannes burns to death, while Baghead survives. The scene shifts to London, where we meet Amelia and her best friend, Emma. Amelia is broke, recently evicted, and desperately needs a place to stay. Just then, a solicitor calls and informs her that her father has died. She needs to come immediately. The next day, Amelia flies to Berlin and is shocked to see her father's burned body. She realizes Johannes was her father, though they hadn't spoken for years. The solicitor tells her she inherited his pub. Amelia never even knew her father owned one. After seeing the rundown property, the solicitor suggests selling it, but Amelia wants time to think and decides to spend the night there. That evening, Amelia tells Emma that her father abandoned her long ago, so she doesn't feel sad. Emma worries about her being alone and promises to come soon. Around midnight, Amelia wakes up to an alarm coming from the basement. She goes downstairs but finds no one there. Then suddenly, she senses someone inside the pub. It's Daniel. He claims he's not there to hurt her, he just needs to see the woman in the basement, he needs to see his wife. Amelia insists no one is down there. Daniel offers her 4,000 euros, promising more if she lets him in. Desperate for money, Amelia accepts but asks him to return the next day since she doesn't have the basement key. The next morning, Amelia meets the solicitor and says she wants to keep the pub. He seems disappointed but gives her the deed and a cassette tape Johannes left for the next owner. Emma arrives later that day. Amelia tells her about the money Daniel offered. Emma warns her this could be dangerous, but Amelia believes her father earned money the same way, letting people meet Baghead for a scare. Daniel arrives, and the three of them head into the basement. The room is dark, with 2 chairs in the center. Daniel calls into a huge gap in the wall. The girls think he's crazy, until Baghead walks out. She has a bag over her head and moves like a deranged creature. Baghead ignores Daniel but listens when Amelia commands her. That's when Amelia unknowingly reveals she's the new guardian. Daniel gives Baghead his late wife Sarah's ring, and she puts it in her mouth. He straps her to the chair as she screams. Her hands transform, and once Daniel removes the bag, she takes the form of his dead mother instead of Sarah. Confused, he asks why she took her life years ago, but she gives vague answers. Her eyes turn black, and she tells him she never wanted kids, then tries to kiss him. She suddenly vanishes and reappears, pinning him down and pouring water from her mouth onto him. Amelia orders Baghead to stop, and she obeys, returning the ring before crawling back into the wall. Outside, Daniel realizes his mother appeared because the ring originally belonged to her. He also warns the girls that speaking with the dead can last only 2 minutes, or Baghead takes over and becomes dangerous. Daniel begs to see Sarah again, but Amelia refuses. He gives her money anyway and tells her to contact him if she changes her mind. Later, Amelia and Emma watch Johannes's recorded message. He explains everything. Baghead only obeys the Guardian. She can bring the dead back temporarily. Conversations must stay under 2 minutes. The more she is used, the more powerful and dangerous she becomes. She wants only one thing: to escape. Amelia realizes her dad left her years ago to protect her, but the solicitor dragged her back into this nightmare. Emma wants to leave immediately, but Amelia refuses. She needs the money to survive. The next day, Amelia writes "Do not cross" on the basement stairs to keep Baghead in. She then visits Daniel to invite him back. Meanwhile, Emma discovers a photo from 1972 of 2 men. One of them is Otto, the former owner, and the other is the solicitor. She learns Otto also died tragically. That night, Daniel returns to the basement. He brings something that belonged to Sarah. Baghead transforms into Sarah, who last remembers moments before her accident. Daniel suddenly accuses her of cheating. She denies it, but before she can explain, the timer goes off and Baghead takes over, claiming she simply couldn't stand living with him. The basement morphs into the scene of the accident. Sarah becomes a creature and attacks Amelia, telling her she is trapped here too. Daniel demands another session, but Amelia and Emma kick him out. Later that night, Amelia sees a vision of her father using Baghead to talk to her dead mother. After 2 minutes, Baghead turned violent, causing the fire that killed him. At midnight, Amelia wakes to noises and finds her father in the basement, except it's really Baghead in disguise. She wakes up in bed with a rope and key around her neck. Emma saves her from choking. They try to reach the solicitor to remove Amelia's name from the deed, but he's disappeared. Amelia refuses to leave the pub, and the 2 friends argue. Emma leaves but still worries about her friend's safety. At Otto's abandoned house, she discovers documents explaining Baghead's origin. 400 years ago, a cult found a woman who could summon the dead. They tried exploiting her, but when she refused, they burned her alive. She rose from the dead, killed many, and was sealed underground. Over the centuries, people opened her tomb to use her powers, and paid with their lives. Emma returns to the pub and goes to the basement. Baghead appears and swallows Otto's documents, bringing Otto's spirit back. He explains everything, but after 2 minutes, Baghead takes over him too. The next morning, Emma calls Amelia from the basement begging for help. Amelia rushes in and enters the hole in the wall to rescue her. She finds Emma, only to discover the real Emma's dead body moments later. That Emma with her is Baghead in disguise. Amelia escapes through the wall and runs upstairs, where Daniel suddenly appears and gives her calming pills. She takes them and becomes dizzy. Later that evening, Amelia wakes up and hears Daniel talking in the basement. She finds him making a deal with Baghead. He wants to become her guardian so he can be with Sarah forever. But the deed won't accept his name because Amelia is still alive. Baghead takes Sarah's form and tells Daniel she was pregnant when she died, and that he drugged her because he was controlling. She fled and crashed her car trying to escape him. Daniel breaks down, and Baghead tells him they can be together, if Amelia is dead. Daniel sees Amelia watching and chases her. Amelia tries to call police, but her phone is dead. She runs to the roof, but Daniel catches her and shoves her off, killing her instantly. He carries her body to the basement and gives Baghead her phone to bring Amelia back so she can sign over the deed. Baghead swallows the phone, and Amelia's spirit appears. Daniel asks her to transfer ownership. But instead, Amelia, now merged with Baghead, thanks him for freeing her. Because Amelia is dead and her name is still on the deed, Baghead inhabits her body. She becomes her own guardian and is finally free. Daniel doesn't understand, but she suddenly begins attacking him. Baghead transforms into Daniel's mother and breaks his hands. She then takes the form of Sarah, and hits his head repeatedly on the ground. Eventually, she takes the form of Amelia, who grabs a chair and smacks him, leading to his death. In the final moment, she burns down the deed and the entire pub, walking away freely with no one left to control her. And that's where our recap ends. Don't forget to leave your comments below and subscribe to our channel for more horror and new movie recaps.